Thanks for tuning in to the Anarchy Hour, and thank you for making us your #1 podcast. Sharing with you punk music, videos, special guests, live shows, sports, a lot more. My name's Casey Royer, and this is my brother Anton Shadows.
And I'm Anton Shadows with my brother Casey.
And you're watching
the Anarchy Hour.
Hi guys, I'm Casey Royer. That's my partner Anton Shadows.
I'm Anton Shadows. That's my brother Casey Royer.
And you're watching
the Anarchy Hour.
How's it going, everybody? We have an amazing guest. He's not as short as his band name indicates. This is Blag Dahlia from the Dwarves, ladies and gentlemen.
The fabulous Dwarves, the legendary Dwarves, the hardest working rock and roll band in the history of rock and roll.
Hey, I resent that comment. Wait a minute.
In show business.
Blag, how are you?
I feel strong.
You look fabulous.
Yeah.
You look great. What's up?
I'm feeling just as good as I look.
You know what? We're going to get some likes for your wonderful appearance. I can see it coming now.
I know we're gonna raise your love quotient, having Blag the Ripper up on your show.
When did you get the Dwarves together, anyway?
Oh man, the mid '80s, I guess you'd say. Before that, we were in high school. We had a band called Suburban Nightmare.
Oh,
and we were did 60s covers and shit.
Mom liked that one, I bet. You know,
he is a Suburban Nightmare.
Well, we're kind of like a Suburban Nightmare. Before that, we were called Sexually Deprived Youth, you know.
And that all changed.
Well, yeah,
what
then
city?
we started getting some
correct.
action, and I wanted
What city? What city did the Dwarves originate from?
We grew up in Highland Park, Illinois, which is outside of Chicago.
Nice.
And we started off playing places like our first show was like the Cubby Bear Lounge, that kind of stuff. So we were like a Chicago band, and we got to play with a few bands, Minutemen and the Cramps, and a few pretty cool bands in Chicago when we were living there. But I don't know, we didn't get a huge amount of love back from home.
It was tough.
So we went to San Francisco. And that was we didn't get a lot of love there either, but then we went up to Seattle.
You got some love, but
and
not
that
kind.
happened to be, we got the kind of love that later you get warts.
Right. That kind of love. But that's a long drive. I mean, you just packed up and just said we're kind of going west, huh?
Yeah, that was it.
Awesome. That was about, what, mid-'80s probably or something?
1986.
That is
we moved
perfect.
to San Francisco.
Oh, you played the MAB and stuff?
At the MAB, and we played at the
on Broadway.
Farm.
Oh, the Farm. You played the Farm?
Yeah.
Oh boy, that was a
I'm
fun
not sure
place.
if we played on Broadway. We played in that space, but I don't know what they called it at that point. But yeah, there was a lot of shows in North Beach then, and I don't know. But basically, we traveled up to Seattle, and that was when things kind of started to kick in because grunge was starting up there. You know,
Grunge.
The California bands were still pretty hair metal kind of deal.
Or just too evil to even put on the
Or
the radio.
funky guys. There were a lot of funky guys.
Hey, wait a minute. I resent that, Blag. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking.
When did you guys get on Sub Pop?
So yeah, that was probably '89.
That's a
we
huge
did
move.
a singles club recording. But when we went in to do the recording, we basically recorded a whole record. And so they said, so the engineer guy, which was Jack and Dino, said to the label, "Fuck these guys, you should just throw them in the studio. They can just knock out an album." And what's cool about that is that recording is finally going to be available for the first time.
Oh,
you have it in your clutches?
And that
It was never mixed at the time. Only 2 songs for the singles club, and then we went back and we recorded what became Blood, Guts, and Pussy. But this was a cool. Yeah, it's kind of from a couple years before that era of thank heaven for little girls.
This is
But
a great record.
we had a
Thank
record
heaven for
called
little girls.
Yeah, so we had a record called Blood, Guts, and Pussy.
God, I love
Very
that.
crass, Blag.
Well, you know,
You are awesome. We respect you so much.
Somebody has to do it, and
Yeah.
you know, most people it kind of self-censor. You know,
Yeah.
They never really get around to doing it, and so
Well, they don't see the parody in what we're kind of like and how fun it really is. And, you know, people are so easily insulted. And we're all like, we don't really care very much. Or apparently you
sort
don't
of
care
have to
very
look
much.
at it in its time
awesome.
frame too. I think. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
We were really young, and it was a long time ago. But the weird thing is, we'll still do it. Like I still do the songs from this record or that record. You know.
Yeah.
But you know, as long as you keep making new ones, so that's like this one, the concept album, which is just from last year.
What's
Where do
it,
people
title?
get? Where do you get this record?
Well, you can get Dwarves records.
I want to see it.
Hopefully at the record store, if there's any record stores left.
Yeah,
No,
You
there's
can
not.
also just get them online from thedwarves.com.
Check out the Dwarves. They're an awesome, awesome band.
But
Been
yeah,
around a
the
long
covers
time.
kind of make it worthwhile. Even if you hate the music, the covers are always fun to.
Oh, yeah. You've got some
fun
really
to
weird
look at.
covers.
Well,
I mean, like the Disney
that's
characters.
Like the Blood Guts character.
That's a good one. And the midgets. What's the difference between a midget and a dwarf? If you don't mind me asking.
Midgets are like properly proportioned.
Right.
They're just very small.
Small
whereas
people, little people.
Is there a difference? Are you making this up?
No, this is
real.
different. Well, if you look at a dwarf, they have short legs, right, and big torsos and big heads, but
Right,
very
right.
short legs. If you look at a midget, which I guess is an impolite term, now you're not supposed to say
Well,
that.
like a Seinfeld
But
with
if
the
they-
little guy. The little
right,
guy.
yeah.
Politically
They all
incorrect.
want you to call them little people.
Yeah, I like that.
Which is fine. But
Kids are little people.
there is a difference between midgets and dwarfs.
It's probably-
Midgets are like proportioned the same as people.
Oh, I got you. Just smaller.
As larger people.
You know what? When I first heard of you guys,
Like Bridget the midget.
She's
awesome.
when I first heard of you guys,
She's a dwarf.
when I first heard of you guys, I honestly thought
just
you
to
were
add
all
to the
dwarves.
confusion.
I thought you were all dwarves.
I want to be a
When I
dwarf.
first heard of you
See,
guys.
he's a tall dwarf. Totally,
No,
literally.
They were from Canada. So it becomes like an Abbott and Costello skit, It's like there
God.
was a group called the Tall Dwarfs,
Oh, no way.
and they were from Canada.
Well, they
I
couldn't
believe.
They couldn't play now, could they?
I don't know. I don't know what they could. I don't know if they could ever play. But we've always been the Dwarves.
Yeah, you got to be careful not to put your foot in your mouth like apparently we just did. And it doesn't really matter because you know what? Punk rock and the Anarchy Hour is about objective, fun thoughts, and don't quote us on any of this stuff. It could be, AI.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
I heard some.
I'm here to answer your
No, I
questions.
heard you guys were just in Australia. Is that true?
That is factual. We were
How
there-
was it?
I
Whoa.
went there with me first and the Gimme Gimmes.
They're great.
I
Oh,
love
great
those guys, and I hadn't been there for 6-7 years or something, so it was really a lot of
Good
a
day
lot
nights?
of fun to go back. A lot of good days.
Did you make fun of them?
A lot of mockery. Got to
Good,
mock the
good,
Australians.
good man.
But this time around, I pulled out Ralph Champagne,
That's
and I did a bunch of kind of acoustic things at record stores just to kind of get the Dwarves records out there and introduce the Ralph
I
Champagne.
love Ralph Champagne. He's one of my favorite
Yeah.
artists.
So
you should see the videos, man. They're
that's been kind of an interesting thing on the last couple of years is creating this new character that's like a lot more kind of retro music and the kind of stuff I would listen to and I've sort of been listening to all along, but Dwarves are more like hardcore. Or
Is
like,
that what I saw in Long Beach when I came to watch you in Long Beach? Was that
yeah, exactly.
or was that just acoustic?
well, yeah. So acoustic Blag is just like a
It's
bunch of-
perverse, is what it is. It's
Yeah,
perverse.
Well, it's a bunch
I
of
mean,
It's the
really,
best.
It's very perverse.
It's a bunch of really cool songs with a terrible guitar player. Which is me. So
Don't
the-
sell
the
yourself
records-
short.
The
Look at
records
Kurt
are-
Cobain. You're on Sub Pop. You know what
that's
guitar's
true.
about.
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain. I mean,
But
come
you know,
on,
and
we're better
at least
than him.
I'm still alive, so I've got that.
Yeah, you
going
have.
for me.
Yeah, it's true.
But
That's true.
the solo Blag thing is kind of one thing, but yeah, Ralph Champagne is like a whole band, and all kinds of people played on it. Josh Freese and Tom Ayers and a bunch of kind of cool session people and all that kind of shit. So yeah, Ralph Champagne's kind of a 180 from the Dwarves. The Dwarves like more like a punk band, and it's like my friends, the Ralph Champagne was sort of a larger palette of people. You know, it was like session people, and you know.
I noticed I didn't get an invite to do some harmonies.
Well, yeah, that's true, and there was a method behind that.
I can imagine. You suck.
Yeah, like we thought specifically about people that we didn't want.
Yeah, and I was waiting for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you heard it here. Wow.
Speaking of Ralph Champagne, you promised something live. I'm not letting you fucking walk away.
I want to see a Dwarves video.
No, we will. We're going to hear some live friendship. Ralph Champagne Frank.
Oh, I love Ralph Champagne. He's so good in it.
Okay, here, let him go.
On the upcoming thing, it's the Christmas season, right? And my voice is really fried. I've been smoking dope with these guys. So we did You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel. So
you heard it here. Boy, that was Ralph Champagne.
Things that drive me insane. Teenage women and free cocaine.
Honey, I'm home.
Hey, baby, you're home early.
Yeah, and they doubled our unemployment checks.
Babe, I have a surprise for you. My mamacita's coming to town.
I don't know.
I found Lolita at the Toys R Us. She asked her mom to come and stay with us. Before I knew it, she was doing the sheets and making me cream of wheat. How can I resist her when she looks just like your sister? You got suspicious when the widow and me were in the bedroom, never watching TV. I didn't mean to make you pouty and sad, acting just like your dad. Now I guess we're busted, can't explain a wealth of thrust that I'm getting it on with your mom when you're gone in the morning. Getting it on with your mom in the John late at night. Getting it on with your mom, she's the one, baby, don't you cry. Hello, mamacita, I must tell Lolita goodbye. Young girls are sexy in a jailbait way. Old ladies really got no time to play. Your mom's a lady and I guess I'm the man, and you're in the pram. You used to be my lover, now I'm knocking on your mother. And I'm getting it on with your mom when you're gone in the morning. Getting it on with your mom when she kisses me goodnight. Getting it on with your mom, she's the one and it's paradise. Hello, mamacita, I must tell Lolita goodbye. So here's a thought just for you. It's not how old you are, but whether you're smooth. I've heard these tales of how the young ones are fresh and they're the best you can get. But drama, I don't wanna, so I'm sticking with your mama. And I'm getting it on with your mom when you're gone in the morning. Getting it on with your mom in the John late at night. Getting it on with your mama, Dios, baby, don't you cry. Hello, mamacita,
things that drive me insane. Teenage women and free cocaine. There is no more good water because this pond is dry.
I was 3 weeks out of trucking school and green behind the ears. Stopped in at old Hamburger Dan's to slam a couple beers. When a geezer sidled up beside me asking for a smoke. Said, son, I'll offer 15 large for driving, that's no joke. Now I try to make an honest buck, but money is my weakness. My ears perk like a jockey boy 2 lengths from winning Preakness. I said 15 grand for moving freight, there's got to be a catch. He smiled just like a rattlesnake and blowing out his match. He told me, son, you'll need your gun, cause what we're doing, we ain't showing to anyone.
I mean, you guys are all about perversion and all this
Diversion. Who is it?
No, why?
Pretty much everybody's
I'm kind of in the closet in that
perversion.
department.
Right.
But now,
but you're that's kind
I've
of
got
sexual.
monkeypox from doing something. I don't know
That's
what.
kind of sexual.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
That was a tough
So
game.
I have to ask you another question. You got dicks on your skull, on your logo. Tell me how that happened. That's a sassy.
That was our buddy Johnny Strauss back in, again, way back in high school. He just drew
Do
that.
we have that logo anywhere?
I loved it.
There it
I
is.
think you should
Pull
throw it
that
up.
sticker up and show.
Yeah, the skull and boners.
Yeah, pull that up and walk that up so
takes-
people could see what that is.
It always takes a while to for people to catch on as to what it actually is. That was kind of the joke behind it.
This is classic. I love everything you do because I'm kind of a, oddball myself, I'd say. Not to throw you under the bus, but no, you're a genius.
I resemble that remark.
I know, I did.
So let's keep going now. So it's out there.
So it being the
The
last
first
one, the concept album, and the one before, the one after that, Keep It Real. They're sort of combined on this CD thing, so that's kind of cool. You get 2 records in one, and yeah, man. I mean, we just keep pumping out
The hits.
cool records, funny videos, and that's the gig. We just got back from the Northwest, playing a bunch of shows. Went to Australia with Me First and Gimme Gimmes. We're gonna play some of those Punk in the Parks and punk here and punk there. I don't know, punk festivals, thrash festivals, that kind of shit.
It's all working
So
for
yeah,
you.
we just keep playing, and I try not to cry. And then in between,
Or die.
yeah, that's right. I try and stay alive, no fentanyl, and the Ralph Champagne thing is kind of the more acoustic, rootsy, weird, novelty kind of act.
You were talking about the old recordings that are going to be re-released or released for the first time.
Well, yeah, that's like stuff
that-
like this.
is that out
with,
yet?
Thank heaven. Yeah, well,
The very first one you were talking about.
Blood, Guts, and Pussy was reissued a couple years ago. Same time we reissued this, and we reissued Sugar Fix. All the records that formerly were on Soap Pop are
okay.
now under the Greedy umbrella.
Oh, is that yours?
Yeah, and Come Clean came out again, which was another record that was on Epitaph. They did.
It just doesn't stop, does it?
Before it was very young and good looking.
The perversion. I love that about this man.
Well, I wish you could look at the covers. They're all. It's all.
Oh, we'll
kind
be
of
throwing it up.
thematically
We're gonna throw it.
related, yeah.
Now, Demetrius,
Now what?
let's see all the Dwarves covers.
You might
let's just do that.
You might have to use the clean versions that they use on YouTube.
No,
They
it's
want this
Anarchy.
to play anywhere,
We can't
but-
put duct tape over boobs.
Well,
or
you
something?
can. Listen, I'm all about the nudity, as you can tell.
Hallelujah.
That's right. I'd get naked, but I don't know. I want you guys to retain all your listeners.
Speaking of which, he who cannot be. Who the hell
He
came
was
up with
a
that?
legend.
Now, he had his wiener dangling in
Genius.
front of God and country.
Well, God made the wiener.
I
Why not
mean,
show his
full nudity,
proud?
yeah.
Full
Proud.
frontal nudity,
Be
right?
proud.
He had a very flat butt, too. I remember that. Wasn't very
Hey,
attractive.
simmers there, Anton.
Midwestern man. He was very, lean. Let's say, yes. Very
Was he
lean.
very? He wasn't very well endowed.
He was. I listen.
I wasn't. I mean, I couldn't help it.
I can't vouch for what you guys got up to after the gig. You know what I mean? I'm just, that's not my department.
A lot of symbolism going on
It's
here.
only about what's up on stage.
Trying to figure it out.
He who is a legend and icon.
He really is.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And speaking of which, this young man and his realisms was kind enough to take one of my bands out on the road with him, and that was quite an experience. I got to tell you.
Are you the same after having to go through that?
No, I'm not. This
Good,
man,
good. I want to go.
He actually puts on a persona like he's very calm, but he's not. He's actually an angry little elf at Christmas time. But it was funny. I was thinking the other day, you and I were sitting in a little pub beside a railroad track in Pennsylvania, and it was Halloween. And these guys walked in, and they had black all over their faces around their mouths. So I was like, I've never seen anything like I thought it was a Halloween thing.
Like Al Jolson or something.
So I said to Blag, I go, what, how come they got this? He goes, they're coal miners. Remember that? And I was like, I never seen anything like that. I was like, what the hell is that? They're coal miners.
I thought they were coal
There are
followers.
real people out there who mine coal for a living.
I never seen that, but you brought that to my attention.
See?
That's
then,
pretty cool.
Then we had another
we
crazy.
We ignore the working class right among us.
Yeah,
even scum like us will forget that
My
there's
hands are dirty.
actual
If you
people
could
who have
see,
to
my
get
hands
out
are
there and work actual jobs, which is appalling.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. The working class people, a lot of them thank us. I'm sure you've had the same experience for having music like our kind of music to have them while they go through living their lives. Like working really hard, having to go 9 to 5 or something, or the kids are crying or something's going on, and then they listen to us. And I've been thanked for just having some music avenue that's different than normal mainstream stuff that they could kind of enjoy while they're going through the hell of life. If it, depends on how you look at it. Depends on how you look at it, really. But yeah, that's. Have you gotten any feedback like that? From any short people? How many short people have showed up here and said, I love your name.
You didn't get any hate mail or any death threats?
Some
No,
midgets
I've gotten
snipers?
all kinds of shit. But the most fun is when you hear from people in the army who tell you they're driving a tank around and blowing things up to your music. That's always fun.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm
kind
talking
of
about.
Martin Scorsese, scenes taking place while your music is the center of it.
That's amazing. See, we do have an effect on people. And, people say we're just pitiful and not really focused and write silly songs.
No one says that.
Well, okay. Well, now they used to. They used to.
People say I'm a genius. I'm one of the best looking men in the show business.
And one of the hardest working rock and roll stars I know. Now, I heard a story, and I don't know if it's true. I mean, this is crazy. I'm a Seinfeld person. Jerry. I watch Jerry every night.
Right.
Now, somebody told me you dated Man Hands.
I didn't date her, but we were friends.
Oh, that's awesome.
She dated a former dwarf, a guy named Eric Generic.
She did not.
And she was so cute and nice. She was great. And she played Man Hands on Seinfeld, and she was in a bunch of pilots and stuff. And I think, too, she was on that Great White cover, on an anchor.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So she was very nice and just beautiful.
Her hands were really big?
No.
Like a creature from Greek mythology. What do you say? It was like a creature from Greek mythology, right?
I was fooled the whole time.
No, I was thinking, how cool. I mean, because you're such a fan like me. I used to before I would ask a girl to date, I'd say 2 things you gotta like. You gotta like punk rock, or you gotta like Jerry Seinfeld. And if either one of them come up empty, you're out. You're out of the club.
The thing to me is just more how every situation in life devolves back to that. And I realize that I'm Kramer in so many bizarre ways,
He's George.
Everybody
George.
is
I could be George.
Character.
Everybody is some archetype from over that Seinfeld thing.
You want to know what? Nothing has ever matched that. I hate to go off on the diatribe of this thing, but there's nothing that's ever matched, Jerry. I can still watch over and over and over.
I just drank out of you.
No. This is mine.
No, we're swapping spit.
No, that's
now I've got this one's mine. Now I've got whatever Anton has. Wow, that was horrible.
So we have the Dwarves on the show. Isn't that bitching? You guys, everybody cheer.
Well, it's not the Dwarves.
Let's do the wave.
Oh, Oh, dear God.
And you guys got to come see the Dwarves play. They're still extremely active with great songs. In fact, I think
more active than ever.
You know what, we shared a stage. We shared a stage not too long ago up north at Cow Palace.
Yeah, which was a lot of fun. That was at Punk in the Park.
Punk in the Park, yeah, Dwarves DI, same stage.
So we're supposed to do more of those this year. We'll see what they come up with. I love that festival. They were doing Punk and Drublet too. It was kind of the same
promoters
behind it. Yeah.
Pretty large crowd on that one, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. We did one out in Florida, and I've done a few of those. There was a really big one with the Buzzcocks and some different bands.
Who's singing for the Buzzcocks?
Love the Buzzcocks.
In Orange County.
Pete Shelley, rest in peace.
I know Pete, but who sings for the Buzzcocks? Is he any good?
I don't know.
Not Pete Shelley, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun.
They haven't fallen in.
I had
great single.
I didn't get to concentrate on because they were kind of on a different stage than us, and we had to play right after them. So I think I had to miss that. But
at least you're tall.
At least I am tall. That's right. That's what I tell women when I meet them. I say, hey,
parody on the name.
Back to when we were on tour too. It just stuck in my mind how strange it was and how talented your band is. During that time, our drummer was called up into Face to Face. If you remember, we had 2 shows left. I think we had Brooklyn and we had Boston, and your drummer sat back knowing that we needed a drummer, and our drummer had to go. He took off and went and go play face-to-face shows. Your drummer watched us every night. The last 2 shows just stepped up and did the set both nights in a row perfect. It was weird.
It's not easy.
That was a weird one.
All my guys are the best. I've been so lucky, especially for such a kind of gut level nasty band that people aren't really expecting it. But I just get the best players. I mean, Nick Oliveri, Josh Freese. Just sick players that are really good and play with everybody.
Nick was Queens of Stone Age, right? That's
Yeah, well, I met him in Caius and
Caius. What a great band that was.
I took them on the first national tour that they did.
You guys been together for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I've been friends with Nick forever. He's such a great songwriter and such a strong singer. I mean, it's just everybody in that group. Snoop Hawk is our drummer. He came up and
where was he from? Where did he?
Well, the guy who played with you was Hunter Down. Hunter plays with a band called Decent Criminal and a band called Human Issue.
He was good, man.
And he's the one that just stepped in and played with you, which I thought was really cool. And then the guy we have now is Snoop Hawk, who plays in Get a Grip, which is an Arizona kind of thrash band. And he's a singer. We met him. He was like 12 years old. He got up on stage with us at Punk Bowling in Vegas, and he knew all the songs. It was crazy. I just handed him the mic, and he went for it. Old records like Blood Guts and stuff. So
just a huge fan.
Yeah, he was just a huge fan from the time he was a little kid. So then he called me up years later, like, hey, I want to drum for you guys. And I was like, dude, I'm such a picky bastard. Like, you don't want to come out and try and fuck with me. Like,
you gotta be pretty good. Yeah.
It's gonna bum you out. And like, we had this great experience where you played. Where you came up and sang, you should just keep doing your thing. He's like, no, I really think I can do it. And he came out and he was fucking great.
Ripping.
So it was like, fuck, all right, we got a great drummer, and which is cool because, Josh is like he plays in the fucking Foo Fighters. And so even though Josh on a lot of the records, you need to have a great guy.
He was on your records?
Snoop, yeah, he's on all these records. But
I didn't know that.
He wasn't in the band when stuff like Thank Heaven came up and all that, but Josh started playing with me around probably maybe 20 some odd years ago when we did The Dwarves Must Die. He came in on that record and he's played on every Dwarves record since then. So like he's on Concept Album and Keep It Real and Take Back the Night, a bunch of different records.
Having good players is important,
Dude, that's the thing. So I've gotten really lucky, like to have the best rhythm section guys and the best
new guitar player too. That new guitar player.
Yeah, and everybody from like Mike Pygmy from Mondo Generator and
Josh Freese from
Prince of Darkness, who played with me for years, and he played in all kinds of bands, Moto Christ and New York Loose and different bands. And I've just gotten really lucky. The other thing is that all of those guys who play so well are all songwriters. So for me, I get to produce like a range of different people's songwriting instead of just writing all the tunes myself.
Yeah, a little more dynamics, yeah.
And so, yeah, you get a whole different kind of record where there's, different
influences and
that's cool. Like people writing stuff that I wouldn't write, but when I hear it, I'm like, oh, okay, I know how to produce this. We can make this go. And then you make, like, Fresh Prince of Dart is really good at writing kind of like, rock, like rock riffs and
like Motorheady stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And the kind of stuff that I'm probably not as likely to. I'm more like chord progressions and vocals kind of thing. And then Nick comes in with a real kind of thrash.
He's got that growly voice,
incredible voice that is just
makes it more fun too.
Yeah. So I mean I love playing in the Dwarves band. I wouldn't play in any other band because
you are
the guys I get to play with are so good.
You've been in this so long.
I wouldn't say that.
You can't change what you do.
It's always a band. It's just a weird kind of band. And now it's kind of become like Wu-Tang Clan, where there's a bunch of different guys who've done it and can do it. So Saltpeter, who I went to high school with and was on those kind of records, the earlier guy, he just played with us up north when Nick has to do something else, so it's all like there's a whole network of guys who play in the Doors, but they're all real good. So
yeah, you've endured like the test of time. It's really cool to have done that because you gotta have players that are good. Because we're kind of like an alternative kind of like
Well, there's nothing
philosophy.
worse than seeing an old band and they suck. And
I know.
It's like, well, what happened? It's just that they got older and they're not as good.
You're looking at
Yeah, didn't Motley Crue do that recently or something like that?
It's the way most people go, but I like to think we can keep making cool records again because everybody's writing songs, everybody's excited about it. You can keep playing good shows because everybody's kind of on their toes. Nobody just sits back and goes like, oh yeah, we'll just do this gig. Like it's too hard. You wouldn't want to do it if you were going to approach it that way. You know what I mean? Like you have to. It's sort of hard physically to do.
I don't know if it's me, but it just seems like punk. I mean, because Casey and I, we're old timers. I mean, we were hanging around the Cuckoo's Nest and shit back in 1980 and back then. It's like to think. I mean, I think punk is bigger now than, because all the old timers like me, their kids grew up listening to the stuff we listen to.
Right.
So I went and saw TSOL at the Regency, or what's it called, the Regent, whatever, in LA.
I'm in LA, yeah, Regent.
It was a little scary walking the streets. They're homeless like zombies. I fit in. But here's all these adults. There's all these adults with their little kids with mohawks and dwarf shirts and adolescent shirts. And I was like, I almost want to cry. I'm like, our music is reach the masses because you remember back. I remember being a kid, going and seeing the Adolescents.
It's a love
like
hate.
one of my favorite bands in the whole world. He played on Blue Record.
Why thank you?
Anyway, and just getting my hair standing up on my arms and just wondering how nobody gets it.
Your hair's been burnt off your body, Anton. I don't think you can do that anymore.
I don't think I have any sack hair left. It fell off of here.
I'm glad you're just walking around. And stop eating the pins, okay?
You know what? But here, this is what I want to do. Listen, guys. I want to play a Dwarves clip of Blag's choice. Okay?
You know what? I think I'd like to play a
Demetrius
Dwarves song.
Wait. What do you want to hear?
What do you want to hear?
You pick some.
On that last record, we had a couple pretty amusing videos. There was the kind of monster video, which would probably fit. Was this kind of? It was sort of two songs jammed together. It was Roxette and Voodoo.
We want that one.
You might want to.
Can we find it? Will you help us find it if we need to look?
Yeah, it's on YouTube, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
We have an engineer.
Let's take a break, Demetrius, and we're gonna play
Roxette, Voodoo
by the fabulous
Dwarves, rock legends in the place.
We'll be right back after this wonderful video.
Always trying to be crushing on my drain. This is the way I roll. Creator of wealth and destroyer of souls. Why you all up in my mud? Gonna be a difference only when you're cupping up blood. Stay in your lane. I'm these fucking hypocrites are driving me insane. They never build a bridge. come for you yet. Your head is pink and it's silver and blue, and I do miss you more than the rest. Yes, yes, Roxette, I got a special request. It gets hot in the squat house sometime, and the time how it flies when on glue. Inhaling on you, inhaling on you, inhaling on you, inhaling on you, inhaling on you. Roxette, they haven't come for you yet. They haven't come for you yet. Roxette.
And we're back
And we're back. After
with the
that.
fabulous Blag Dahlia.
Dahlia?
I'm sorry, I have
That's
the
right.
memory of a crackhead, and I stutter sometimes.
You know, the Blag Dahlia was a murder, right? Wasn't the Blag Dahlia a famous murder, right? Was that
No, wait a second. I heard from somebody this son of a gun faked his own death at one point. I got to know about that.
faked his death like Paul McCartney?
Yeah,
did?
his name is Paul. No, I don't want to say that.
I did not fake my own death.
Somebody told me that was like legendary.
He who cannot be named
Oh.
actually died in the 90s. During that
See,
spate,
I heard different stories.
I understand
during that
now.
spate of celebrity deaths, he who cannot be named had his
I get it.
untimely
Was he named
demise.
at that time?
Well, they did name him subsequently, although they got the name wrong. I saw it in the obituaries of him.
Is this
So
real?
that was
I mean,
fun.
I don't know if you're joking.
I don't even know what's going on here anymore.
This is the real deal? Yeah, you're kind of blowing my mind.
Paul McCartney killed the Blag Dahlia? I've lost my train of thought and gone cross-eyed, thank you.
So, yeah, it wasn't me that suffered death. I'm still among you.
Well, that's good.
Obviously.
I'm
Here
glad,
I am.
I'm glad you didn't die.
I lived to tell the tale. But he who cannot be named was not so lucky, and he perished in a vicious bar fight in I believe it was in Philadelphia.
Oh, the worst bar
sometime
fights.
around 1994.
Vicious bar fight? How do you get in a vicious bar fight?
He was.
Well, there's a lot of ways. You can get hit with a bottle. You can get thrown. You can
So
have
that's what I'm saying. The circumstances around it are very murky. I'm not a detective
Oh,
myself,
I see,
Anton.
I see. Okay,
So it's
okay,
hard for me to
okay.
know really what went down. I was as appalled and surprised as anyone.
That's
But
too bad.
in that, what's amazing about Hihu is that he had a religious experience. He rose again.
Ooh,
And he's back.
Well, he's returned at different times.
Reincarnated?
I've heard about
He
that.
comes and he goes
he a
and
Hindu?
he takes different forms. Well, that's the
really?
thing. It sort of evolved into a poly-religious kind of cult.
A bizarre gardening accident.
Polyunsaturated
A
gardening.
bizarre
acid.
gardening
I
accident.
can't even take responsibility for it anymore. It's just he who cannot be named.
No, he can't still pull his tattywhacker.
I'm glad he's
Can
back.
you do that?
I'm glad he's back.
That doesn't happen, right?
He
That's-
transcends conventional notions of good and evil.
Oh, I see.
That's the thing. So
Totally
can he
right.
pull it out? I think he can.
Probably.
Does he
You know.
worship Satan?
I think in a sense he embodies Satan. you
That's
know?
frightening.
Yeah.
That is kind of frightening.
People try to ask me because, I'm Anton Shadows. They're like, are you worship Anton LaVey? No.
He follows me from the grave.
You know what I'm saying?
So the burn, the accident did have an effect on your.
It
train
did.
of thought.
I mean, look at me. Here I sit, brokenhearted. Tried to. Wait a minute. I had a brain fart again.
It turns on and off, ladies and gentlemen. Anton's under he's under therapy and stuff.
And you know what? I want to say another thing about this gentleman here. There's rock stars in this world, especially huge rock stars like this, that won't return your calls, your text messages, or your emails. This son of
I
a gun.
prefer the term rock legend.
Okay, the legend of Blag Dahlia.
Iconic.
But every time I call
Like
this
a
guy,
rock star is not going to return your call. They're busy. They've got other stuff to do.
so you consider yourself a legend?
Might just be walking around with like a pinwheel hat,
Yeah, yeah.
like
Representing.
hearing voices and muttering and skipping down the street.
But why would you like a loser like Anton, why would you get back to me in such a quick fashion?
Because I feel this seems like the kind of place where I can get the drugs I need. You know, the
some crack cocaine,
loose women with low self-esteem, this type of thing.
I don't like loose women because I have a. I can't say it. I'm not big. So what's in the future for the Dwarves now? I mean, where are you guys going? You guys got a new booking agent. Who's your booking agent?
We got these already.
We don't have a new booking agent. We have an array of booking agents. We take gigs as the universe presents them.
Whatever happened?
But we're always playing.
They're secret.
You know, that's the thing.
They're secret agents.
What happened to Charlie Overby? Because we were both on the same. I haven't talked to Charlie.
Charlie was an old friend of mine. I didn't know he was.
Who is Charlie Overby for the listening audience, real quick?
Charlie is an old buddy of mine. He's still. But last time I saw him, he was playing with. I thought he was playing with Fear.
What?
Yeah.
Lee Ving?
Yes.
Awesome. What a great man that guy is.
Yeah.
I love Fear. Fear's great. But, you know, when we were growing up, they told us to destroy the family and stuff.
Because Charlie's the reason why we met. And he told me straight up, he goes, I got a band. He had the U.S. Bombs, and he had you guys. And he goes, I'm going to send you out with the U.S. Bombs. And it just didn't click. And I love Dwayne Peters and all that stuff. But and he goes.
Well, he's a skateboarder, so I don't know how to.
Well, that's California shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like a Spicoli with shaved head and tattoos.
Hey man, it's far out here.
That's right. But then he goes. Now Blag and the Dwarves. He goes. He don't like anybody. And I know you're way too abrasive, Anton, for him. And it was crazy because we actually clicked. And you know what? You actually sang a very popular rap spot on one of my songs.
See?
Do you remember? And you came in, I go, no, you can't say that. And you go, I'm going to. I thought he was joking.
We're very incestual around like punk rock world.
You said, well, I forget what it is. We're hard like
that was a great memory.
It was funny.
That's classic.
I can't just let it go. So sick of politics, TV and radio. No truth can exonerate them. I don't care what you say. Time after time I hear the same shit every day. I wanna know. I really wanna know. Don't tell me no. No. Politics and greed are never ever gonna stop. Wanna know. The loss of a generation, our backs up against the wall. Brainwash us all before we ever learn to crawl. Politics is a bitter subject. You got who you're voting for. They told us God would save us, but He never showed. I wanna know. I really wanna know. Don't tell me no. No. Needing your control. I wanna know. I really wanna know. Don't tell me no. No. Politics of greed are never ever gonna stop. Wanna know. But you know we're stealing the show. So come on and let's go and act like you know. I really wanna know. Don't tell me no. No. Needing your control. I wanna know. I really wanna know. Don't tell me no. No. Politics and greed are never ever gonna stop. Wanna know.
So you're not gonna you're gonna die just being in the Dwarves. That's it. You're not going anywhere.
Why not?
I mean, Ralph Champagne.
Hopefully sooner rather than later. But I want to keep making these records, you know. I mean, that's the fun part. So if I can make a Dwarves record, then make a Ralph Champagne, then make a Dwarves record, then make a Ralph Champagne, forever, I would be happy. Yeah.
It will keep you young.
You have somebody, like I have somebody that I made promise that when I really start to suck and I'm too old and I look stupid, they're going to warn me, and they did.
Well,
and so I quit.
You've already passed.
Yeah, I quit. Yeah. So I mean, what about for you? Is somebody going to go Blag?
Yeah, I'm already past it.
Well, there's a difference between sucking and swallowing. You know what I'm saying? That's the latter, because you know
it's like inhaling and exhaling. You know, it's just a simple biological movement.
I wouldn't know about that. Coming from my orientation, but whatever turns you on, my friend.
I didn't mean it like that. I meant, you know, it's just, you know, you could be a step.
I live in San Francisco. I'm very open-minded.
Me too.
Folks that do all kinds of stuff.
Me too.
There's some like
and God bless
San
them.
Francisco.
God bless their souls.
Right. God bless all of them.
That's right. But no, I mean, it's weird when you start getting older. You start thinking, when am I?
I'm not getting older.
We're never getting older.
Come talk to me when you're 140.
That's what
I'm 140 years old.
I think when people say they're getting older, it's similar to when they say they're getting fat. It's like, no, you are fat.
I know.
You are old.
You told me I was.
You have to accept it.
I'm a senior citizen. Nope, you're old.
Why do we, as we get older, do we get a pouch belly? What is that from?
It's from a bad gut bacteria.
It's horrible. Yeah, it's the worst. It's the worst part.
I'm the fattest I've ever been.
And the best part is finally having some money. I enjoy that part of it.
You got some money now.
So that, I mean, you know, it's better. I would trade it to not be fat and be broke again. Yeah. But, you know.
That's a good swap. That makes sense.
Get everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then you get a treadmill. A diamond-plated treadmill. For me,
I try to go to the gym, but, you know.
He keeps not answering the phone.
Well, thank you. I run out of breath. Mm-hmm. And I got buggy whips for arms now.
And you
know, I never forget. I came walking in with a sleeveless shirt because I see all these guys. You know, they're all flexing and they all have chicken legs. Have you ever noticed at the gym? Everybody has chicken legs and they're all walking around this. I walked in. This guy comes up to me. He goes, "Nice shirt, Anton. Where'd you get the buggy whips?" I was like, "What?
Buggy whips?"
He goes, "Bingo wings. Your arms look like bingo wings. You know, when old ladies say bingo and their arms flail." It hurt my feelings. I never wore a tank top.
Wings.
I never. No, I'm not kidding you. I never wore a tank top again.
I think it's great that you can share that with us and let me know about your feelings.
And we can tell people about it.
Do you know what I mean by buggy whips?
Oh, I sure do. Bingo wings.
Bingo. Look,
dude, you could almost like cut that off and make a steak.
You could.
Then we'd be cannibals.
So now you're in town. What's going on?
You know, man, I mean, I came here, I got a little time, you know.
We appreciate it.
I'm headed out to the studio. I record out by Palm Springs there.
Oh, you're going directly there after this?
I'm going directly.
Nice,
I got your lunch if you want some, sweetheart.
Talk about a professional.
There's some good stuff right around the corner, the green leaf. You like it?
You're a great man.
That's all. I love you. That's why I do love you.
Is a big part of what I do.
I'm such a huge fan of yours and such a great person.
Well, I appreciate you having me on. And don't forget me. No. Blag the Ripper, the Dwarves.
Blag the Ripper!
They're a great band. Well, okay, I guess we'll wind this episode up.
But before we do, it's Demetrius's bonus video block. Enjoy.
Everything in your moment and nothing in between. We depend for that uncontrollably letting see those unsweet. For the world I will deny you, I will deny. Terrorize and terrorize and mesmerize it. For the world I will deny you, I will deny. One for everyone, come on, let's have it for one beat. Man from Galilee.
Hi, Chad. TSOL's here. I've said TSOL is here. Thank goodness.
Casey Royer is here. What's going on?
Are you guys having a good time out there?
Yo, Bobby, let me try that thing, yo. Yo, let me ride that thing, dog.
I don't know, eh? You're old, Holmes.
Come on, man. Let me show you how it's done Anton style. Let's do this.
I was a hippie, I was a burnout, I was a dropout. You know I was out of my head and I was a surfer. I had a skateboard, I was a heavy man. You know I lived on the strand. I was so wasted, I was wasted. I was so fucked up, I was so screwed up, I was so jacked up. Couldn't get any higher than that and I was so pilled up, I was so napped up, I was so jacked up, I was out of my head.
Yo, Anton, I thought we were gonna do a music video, Holmes.
So listen up, cause you can't say nothing. You shut me down with a push of your butt, but you, I'm out and I'm gone. I tell you now, keep it on. Just what you see, you might not
now you fools are done. Go ahead and say bye-bye.
Tune in next time to the Anarchy Hour, my friends. We'll talk to you then.
Anton out.